to Inner League Sports. I'm Quentin.
And I'm Ace.
And we're going to start off this episode by talking about the two past quarterback drafts this year and last year. But first off, let's start with Patrick Mahomes. What do you think, man?
Crazy. 13 touchdowns, breaking records already. It's amazing. You can't front on it.
I'm going to tell you now. That man is nasty. That nigga is nasty. Every game he out there making everybody look like they play for your high school team. Like, passes are lasers. He's getting creative, running around the pocket. Man, you got a game plan just around him and Tyreek Hill. Another quarterback that I got to think of is Baker Mayfield. I don't know if you saw when he got in the game.
Yeah, man, that was crazy.
You could feel the energy through the TV. There's no way they was going to lose that game. His passes were bullets. He was putting them in impossible places right behind the defender's head.
Immediately, everybody felt like the game was won. As soon as they were like, he's starting the second quarter, you could tell everyone was like, they're definitely going to have a comeback win.
Yeah.
And it's needed, man. The Browns definitely have a lot of talent, and it starts with their QB. They drafted really well, so to see what they're going to do in a few more games, they got the Raiders, which is supposed to be a must-win for them. It could be a win, and we were having a conversation. This could be a team definitely that could win the AFC North, surprisingly.
I think one thing about having Baker Mayfield on there on the team and starting now is I feel like the Browns get their swagger back. I mean, you see him catch 2-point conversion. He out there just
dancing,
having fun. I mean, they finally having fun in Cleveland, minus the Cleveland Cavaliers when LeBron won. But that's a whole nother story.
Yeah, that's
so. Next up, we got Josh Rosen getting ready to make his first start for the Cardinals. He looked decent in coming in relief for the man who was stealing money from the NFL and Sam Bradford. But he looked decent.
It's all about Wilkes, man. Like I said, basically he has to figure out what type of offense they're going to have.
Run it through David Johnson.
Yes, it's got to. And they have the quarterback. Rosen is a decent quarterback. I know he had a few issues in college, especially taking hits, but this guy is talented. And all the quarterbacks this year are very talented. We've seen Darnold do well. But it's all about the coaching. Wilkes, the first 3 games, one touchdown?
They only
and you're supposed to be like an offensive guru.
I think they only had 6 points the first 2 games.
Yes, so...
Fact check.
Yes. They have the offense. Everybody says they don't have the weapons. They got Fitzgerald. Christian Kirk looks amazing. He actually has the most catches out of, 5 players? He's in top 5? So they have the weapons. You have David Johnson. Use him. Yeah. Darnold looked well the first game. He actually looked decent against the Browns, and then next I don't know what happened. That whole team stayed in the locker room. They were cheering for Baker Mayfield the whole time. It was bad. Yeah, but...
So moving on, we're going to jump into, I guess, Deshaun Watson, another quarterback from the 2016 draft. He had a real good coming out season, but this
record breaker. Record breaking, 16 touchdowns. How many games was it?
I think it was for passer rating. He was still up in the top 5 for passer rating, even though he had an injury. So
I don't know what's going on with the Texans, to be honest with you.
I don't know. I think it's just a lack of chemistry. Maybe Deshaun Watson needs to have a one-on-one session with DeAndre Hopkins, kind of get that relationship going, and go from there.
Yeah, and it's the offensive line is one thing. Running game is lacking. Lamar Miller is looking better, but it's still lacking compared to what they can do. And they have the defense, but are they really back? We don't know. But all these young players have a lot of talent. It's crazy to see the last 2 draft classes produce this many starters that all have promising futures. And the last one is Mitchell Trubisky. Has all the weapons. The Bears went out and got all the weapons they need. We also know, of course, about the trade for Khalil Mack to certify that defensive end. But the offense has to show up.
I think the offense has definitely got to show up. He's basically letting Khalil Mack carry the team with the defense. But if you can get that offense going, that team will be scary.
Another coach with a offensive guru background, with no offense. And, I mean, last week we saw him have a connection with Allen Robinson, which that could be very dangerous. The running game, they got 2 good running backs, but they have to get him going. You got to get Josh Howard going early. A lot of weapons, but we haven't seen anything special yet from Mitchell Trubisky like we have seen from the other quarterbacks. At least Sam Darnold had one game where we were like, okay, this guy's legit. Yep. And then, of course, Mahomes. We already know he's MVP right now. There's no way they look unbeatable right now.
The only person that looked like they had a chance to kind of beat Mahomes as far as MVP is Fitzmagic, but after the debacle against Pittsburgh, I mean, he kind of brought it back, but then at the same time, you throw 3 interceptions in the first half.
And this guy's throwing none. He played one game. This is basically his rookie year, and he hasn't thrown any.
And he's got the most touchdowns in the first 3 games than anybody else in the NFL. The previous 2 were Peyton Manning and Tom Brady. Anytime you mention with those 2, it's just a great thing going for your offense.
And talking about Mahomes, let's talk about the Chiefs, man. They're 3-0. There's only 2 other 3-0 teams. We got the Dolphins and the Rams. Are the Chiefs the best team in the league? How do you feel about that, man?
I feel like they're the second best team. First team I would go with is the Rams. They're more complete. The Chiefs don't really have the defense that the Rams do. The Rams has got Aqib Talib, which unfortunately is injured. Then you got Marcus Peters,
injured as well.
But at the end of the day, you can get by with decent cornerbacks as long as you got that defensive line to kind of make up for it. You put pressure on the quarterback, they'll make those mistakes where the decent cornerbacks can step in there and maybe make a play or whatever. But their offense is gelling perfect. You got Todd Gurley, then you got Cooper Kupp. You got a couple good playmakers on the team. Somebody's going to make something happen. But as far as the Chiefs, I feel like their defense is kind of shaky. So I would put the offenses on an even plane, but the defenses, I'd have to put the Rams above the Chiefs.
But let's be real. Let's pump our brakes. You got to be challenged to be considered the best. And talking about the Chiefs, let's look at it like teams like the Eagles last year. It's all about depth. Who could step in? And if your defense has no one out of your starters who are actually showing up, that's what's going to make you different. The thing with the Rams, they might have injuries, but you have Wade Phillips as your defensive coordinator, proven. And even though they've lost, they're like an all-star team up front. So they're going to find someone to step in. So I agree with him. The Rams are, to me, the better team. And we have to see them get challenged. We have not seen the Chiefs get challenged. A lot of people felt like maybe the 49ers, let's be real, no defense. Another team, no defense, and they lit them up.
And now no quarterback.
Yeah. And think about it. Even with that game, the defense was so bad, they gave the 49ers a chance to come back and win that game. The game was a lot much closer in the second half than it was the first.
Chiefs only scored 3 points.
They beat the Chargers. A lot of injuries with the Chargers. They don't have Bosa. That's, part of their identity. So we have to see more, and they have a game coming up against the Broncos. That's a good challenge for Patrick Mahomes. He's playing against a defense that he hasn't seen yet. And they're going to be ready. This is a Monday night game. They're gonna watch all the tape. They're going to know what to do. And I'm not saying that Mahomes is not talented, but that stretch, he has a few games. He's got the Broncos. He has the Jags, the Patriots. Even though they haven't been looking good, it's still the Patriots. He could beat those teams. Now we're talking. Now I'm like, yeah, this guy is out of this world. And then the Dolphins.
Are they legit? What do you think?
This is how I feel. Ryan Tannehill last year was hurt. The year before, a lot of people forgot this is a playoff team. They were a playoff team. They got rid of Sue, which was something that he wasn't showing up on their defense, and now they have a different leader. And they just physically are beating teams. It's not because they have all the talent. They're showing up and they're physically dominating on both ends of the ball.
I think another thing with the Dolphins is their big playability. Kenny Stills is out there balling. Ryan Tannehill, he doesn't seem scared to just toss it. He's not scared to take risks. So I feel like they're out there killing it.
Running game is very important in this league. Kenyon Drake looking amazing. Frank Gore, he might not be the player that he used to be, but to have someone solid like that who also have the veteran presence, the leadership that they need. a lot of people sleep on the Dolphins because everybody wants to give the Patriots that division. But like I said, this team has proven in the past that they can do it, and Ryan Tannehill has shown up. We can't take away what Ryan Tannehill has done. They had a quarterback last year, Cutler. All right, they didn't have a quarterback last year. Well, they're showing up.
He was
and also, same thing with them. They haven't been really challenged yet. They have the Patriots coming up. Of course, they're in that division. They got to play them. At the end of the day, I feel like they have an easy way to get to that playoffs. Remember, they have to play the Bills. They have to play the Jets twice, and those two teams are very young, and they have a chance.
Yeah, I feel like with the Dolphins, their upcoming game against New England is going to be two big stories. If the Dolphins win, they're going to look legit.
4-0.
If the Patriots lose again, I mean, is it panic mode? Like what do you think is going on?
It's panic mode now. Let's be real. The Patriots are 1-2, and the game they did win, they didn't look good. Defensive wise, same old Patriots. Offense, it just. I understand they have no other wide receivers. A lot, they're dealing with a lot of injuries, and we're waiting for Edelman to come back. But overall, especially against the Lions, they look lost. It looked bad.
There was a lot of defensive blown coverages. There was a specific play on a touchdown to Marvin Jones. You had a miscommunication between Stephon Gilmore and Deron Harmon. It's just simple miscues like that. But I don't think it's panic time because if you look at the team from last year, even though they weren't 1-2, they had the same defensive breakdowns. I mean, I think New England uses the first month of the season as like a second preseason, where they can sacrifice games like this to kind of work out extra kinks and whatnot. The offense, though, with the weapons missing, Julian Edelman's out. Gronk, for some reason, he's being double covered because he's Gronk. But then that put more pressure on the other receivers to get open in single coverage, and they're not doing it. You talk about you've got Josh Gordon inactive, so he's somebody that can stretch the field, and maybe they even put double coverage on him, and that may open up Gronk, but the weapons are just not there. Philip Dorsett.
And again, Edelman back. So, and that's a guy that's been on the same page with Brady for years. I know he had that injury recently. So that could help, but also defense, man. Like, what happened to being a complete team? And that's the biggest issue. The AFC, if you really look at it, there's no one that you could sit there and say that's a complete team. You can say that about the Rams. You can say that about the Eagles. You can even say it about the Vikings, even if they took an ass whooping this weekend.
Complete ass.
But tell me a team. There's always a team that has good defense or good offense. It's one of the two in those in that just conference. And so the Patriots, man, this is the first time they're out of the power ranking, and that's not a good look,
Top 10.
Especially with all the drama they were dealing with. I know I don't really get into it because it's football, but if they're not on the same page, if your coach is on the same page with your quarterback, and and they're talking about the big news was Gronkowski could be a Lion. All that don't matter. This is the season. This is the time to play. This is the time to show up. Your running game, what the hell? You got a million running backs, but nobody's doing anything. Oh. You drafted one in the first round, looking like crap. Burkhead, I don't know if he's injured or his mind's elsewhere. He looks terrible. James White had one good game, but we all know James White is just a glorified wide receiver. Let's be real, can't run really between the tackles. And you couldn't pay Deion Lewis. This is somebody you might have needed right now. And
this is the price you pay for not paying.
Yep. And so with all that shit talking, we talking about the Patriots, we're just going to go right into the bum of the weeks. Who's your bum of the week, man?
My bum of the week is the NFL Rules Committee.
This is not football. You can't tackle, basically.
At this point, this is how they're going to have to start tackling quarterbacks. and they're still going to throw the flag.
Still a flag, man.
Still going to throw the flag. They got it. Clay Matthews, keep hitting them motherfuckers like you hit them. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Hit their ass.
At this point, come on. At the end of the day, football's a tough game. We all know that you're going to get hit. Let
them know. If they hold that ball for too long, hit their ass. Let them know not to hold the ball for 5 seconds.
Exactly. Because this is... They're supposed to be looking into the rule now, but on a serious note, this is ridiculous, man. It's already bad enough that the rules are set for quarterbacks. This is too much. You're taking away from the game. There's games that have been basically picked by the rules, and we're seeing that, and it's bad. We already seen someone get injured trying to avoid hitting a quarterback.
My last thing is, at this point, this rule right now is going to help quarterbacks, help teams and help quarterbacks by helping teams, because if your quarterback ain't throwing for 400, 500 yards a game, you need to get rid of him. Dak Prescott needs to go. He can't even throw 200 in a game.
Look, I'm not going to blame Dak Prescott. We were talking about this earlier. Sean Garrett, what is this? Garrett? Whatever.
He should have been gone.
Yeah, you got to go. It don't matter what your name is. You've been gone. That's bad. Yeah. We watched that game, and it's... Yeah. I don't know what the hell the Cowboys are doing right now. This is not games they can't win. It's just bad coaching. Yeah. There's times where you can sit there and be like, you know what, they don't have the talent. The Raiders are like that. We look at them, we're like, they don't got the talent, but you can tell they're playing hard. This is some bullshit. Yeah. This is just bad.
Yeah, so who you got for your bum of the week?
Bum of the week, I hate to say it because this is a team that I really was behind. I felt like they could win this division easily, even though you have Aaron Rodgers in your division. But the Vikings, what the fuck? Your division's not easy. You're supposed to beat the Bills.
Let me tell you something. When that man, Josh Allen, hurdled the linebacker and he didn't even touch him, his nutsack grazed the back of the head of my man. They should have just called the game.
Let's be real. You spent a lot of money on upgrading on your quarterback when you already had a good quarterback. I'm going to be honest with you. You spent a lot of money on that. I know you're dealing with a lot of issues on your defensive end. I know your offensive line is terrible, but there's no excuses. Y'all are a Super Bowl inspired team, and your division's tough. I know a lot of people don't want to admit it, but your division's tough. The Bears are right behind you. The Packers have Aaron Rodgers and always could be there. And then the Lions, you never know. They have the offense. We definitely seen the offense. And this could be a turning point for y'all. So, not only that, you just lost, and you have to go play the Rams on fucking Thursday. Do you know how... You can't go in there with this bullshit like, okay, we just took an L and just try to figure it out. No. Nope. You have to beat these teams and go in and play... This is to me, could be a East... This could be the NFC basically finals, and y'all look like shit. It looks bad. I don't know what the hell was going on. Figure out the offensive line. Don't tell me that Cook wasn't here and all these other excuses. Y'all got to figure it out. Y'all got another running back. Y'all have the weapons. That shit was bad. Yeah. It's one thing that the Bills were scoring. The Bills beat y'all defensively. They beat the shit out of y'all. Yeah. That was bad.
So the last bum of the week that we got, I know it's kind of adding insult to injury. Chris Conte, you got banished to hell by the stiff arm from hell.
Yeah.
And you got sent to IR. That's it. Yeah. There's no more explaining.
That was probably one of the... You know what was bad about that? Not only was it a primetime game, there was no one else. It was just you and him. So everyone saw... Your mother, everyone saw that shit. That was bad.
What are you telling your kids right now?
Yeah, like... you can't even tell them to take out the trash right now after that.
I'm sure your son wants to play basketball now. No more football.
Yeah, no man. McDonald, that was bad. He's basically the stepdad right now in the household. I don't know. You got
to put your kids up for adoption. Because they don't want to be... they don't want you to be their dad.
That was one of the worst... Oh, man.
He banished him straight to hell. Alright, so let's get into some picks for this week. First game.
Let's start off with the Jets going to Jacksonville to meet the Jags. Jags, let's be real. That's not a game to even really watch.
Let's see how many picks Sam Darnold can't throw.
This can be a game that can also, if Darnold does well, this could put him on a different plateau. But let's be real, it's the Jags. Our next game is going to be the Eagles going against the Titans.
I've got the Eagles. Titans ain't got no quarterback unless they sign Kaepernick.
Sign Colin Kaepernick, please.
Sign him.
You need a quarterback that's similar to Mariota. They both run. They both got strong arms. Go sign them. I know all the NFL bullshit's going on, but sign them. I'm going with the Eagles. Carson Wentz is back. They're going to run. They're going to do what they need to do. They got a better defense. So the next game is going to be the Texans versus the Colts. I'm going with the Texans. I know they are 0-3. They need a win to somehow survive this season, and I think definitely this might be their win. I don't think Andrew Luck has the arm to deal with a defense like this right now.
I'm going to go Colts. Unless J.J. Watt injures Andrew Luck, I got Colts.
All right. Next game is going to be the Bills versus the Packers. This is my surprise. I'm going to actually go with the Buffalo Bills. I know this sounds ridiculous, but as Aaron Rodgers, it depends. If Aaron Rodgers is still hurt, and a lot of people saying he's only 70%, I mean, that still could probably beat the Bills. Bills' defense looks good, and the Packers' offensive line looks terrible. And if the Bills could beat on him all game, remember also that the Packers have no running game, I think the Bills could pull a win. Because who the Packers going to cover? Because we don't know. I don't even know who the wide receivers are for, Benjamin? For the Bills. So this could be a game that the Bills could possibly win.
I've got Packers. I just got Packers, man. I don't think Buffalo's got anybody to keep up with Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is, I know he's hurt, but he's going to stay in the pocket.
I'm taking a risk. I'm taking a risk. I'm trying to make it fun.
No.
And on my picks, my picks are horrible right now, so I might as well just say,
I don't want to see any more Buffalo Bills players retire at halftime when Aaron Rodgers hangs 24 points in the first half.
All right, next game is the Lions versus the Cowboys. Until I see the Cowboys just fire Garrett at this point. I'm going with the Lions. They actually offensively they look really good.
Dallas is going to lose. They're not using Zeke at all. I mean,
60%? What type of bullshit is that?
You got to use your running back, and if you start with the running back, maybe that'll open Dak up to a couple of extra passes, maybe some play action, get that going. I know they ain't really got no receivers like that, so we'll see. But at the end of the day, I got Lions.
Yeah. Our next game after that is the Bucks versus Bears. This is one that was kind of tough, but I think we both was going with Bears.
I think I'm going with Bears because Khalil Mack, one-man wrecking crew. I think he's going to put Fitzpatrick on his ass. There might not be no Fitzmagic this weekend, y'all.
But I'm going to say this. If Mitchell Trubisky could finally get the offense going, this could be a different game. Bucks, all they need is one big play, and they could do it. They have the weapons. When we've seen this 400 yards from Fitzpatrick every week, let's see what they do. If Mitchell Trubisky doesn't show no offense, this could switch easily. Our next game is going to be the Seahawks and the Cardinals. Who you going with?
I'm going to go Cardinals. I think maybe the rookie. Josh Rosen looked decent. So maybe he gets the Baker Mayfield effect when he comes in there. Everybody starts doing their job just a little bit better. I'm gonna go Cardinals.
I'm gonna go with the Seahawks. Let's be real, rookie quarterback against a pretty good young talented defense. Seattle, a lot of people haven't been talking about it. Their defense is really good, and until they start putting up points, I don't believe in the Cardinals yet. I believe the Seahawks are gonna fight through division game. I got the veteran quarterback. Next game is going to be the Browns versus the Raiders.
Give me the Browns!
Yes, I got the Browns winning 2 games in a row as well. I think they have the better defense.
I think it's a new day in Cleveland, man.
Yeah, and even though we're going to probably see some struggles, I think that offense is going to put it together, and this is a game they can win. They need to win.
John Gruden, is hard to find a good pass rusher.
Exactly.
So I don't think
yes.
Baker Mayfield is really gonna get that much pressure, and if he does, he's just gonna roll out and throw a bullet to Landry. So yeah, I'm going Browns.
Yeah, we're going Browns. Next game, Saints versus Giants.
Oh, win the Saints.
Let's be real. Drew Brees is Jesus right now.
Basically.
After what he did to the Falcons.
My man single-handedly destroyed the Falcons. And he was out there busting out the spin moves. Man, Drew Brees, I don't know what he's on, and he just set the record for completions, and Michael Thomas is playing lights out.
And the further Drew Brees is going this way, Eli's going this way. And I don't care how many weapons. I know Saquon Barkley looked good last week. Nah, we're all going with the Saints. Yeah. And the last out of the games is going to be the 49ers and Chargers, Battle of the West. Chargers, let's be real. It's not even really a battle. I mean, they lost their quarterback. Breida might not be all the way healthy. Chargers are finally to get healthy on their end. I'm going with the Chargers, man.
Yeah, I think the Chargers will get it together in all three phases. No Garoppolo. I mean, no offense. I don't know. CJ Beathard. I don't know who he is. He ain't gonna make a difference no matter what his last name is.
I'm rooting for CJ. Let's go.
No.
Which I might lose.
Chargers. All right, now that we got our quick picks in, we're gonna do our focus on 5. First game, Vikings Rams. What you think?
I'm gonna go with the Vikings. We're doing a redemption game.
No.
I know you took the L, but we're gonna come through.
No.
Look, man, this is the best chance. This is a team that you have to beat. Especially if you want to get that first round bye.
No.
You gotta beat this team.
Do you think that their offensive line is going to be able to stand up to Aaron Donald and the Ndamukong Suh? Come on now.
Figure it out. I don't give a shit. You paid all that money to your quarterback. Figure it out. They don't have to leave, and Peters might not even play because of his injury.
No.
You got to figure it out. You got to take advantage of that shit.
No. Before Kirk Cousins even thinks about Stephon Diggs, his ass is going to be right in the grass. It might be a rough in the pass.
You act like Goff is playing against some scrubs. He got to play against a good defense as well. Let's be real.
Is their defensive line better than the Rams?
They only got 2 fucking people. Let's be real. They got 2 fucking people. Name the linebackers.
Don't matter.
No, guess. All right then.
You can't even throw a short pass to the.
I don't give a shit, Minnesota. You paid him half of your goddamn stadium for him to come in to take over Case Keenum because he so-called wasn't better. Win this fucking game. This is a Thursday night. Sneak that shit in. Figure it out. Do something.
The only thing I would give you is that Marcus Peters is coming off a short week and he's injured. He still might even play. So what happens if Marcus Peters plays?
Dogged. Okay? Let's be... Diggs. Digging that ass.
No. My man Marcus Peters is going to get an interception, and he's going to do exactly what he did in the preseason. He's going to hit you with that Euro step and take it for a pick 6. Watch. Pick 6.
Going against Steelham.
Pick 6.
They consider him like the white Antonio Brown. Let's go, Vikings.
No.
I don't want to hear all that stuff. I know you're going to L.A., and it's glorified L.A. Do they even have a stadium? Are they sharing it with somebody else?
Anyway, next game we're going to go Ravens and Steelers. Who you got?
I'm going with the Ravens. Steelers, you ain't show me shit. You just showed me that a team could come back and beat you. Look, at the end of the day, you can control the clock against them. They got 2 good running backs, so I'm going with the Ravens. And I told you, Steelers are not making the playoffs this year.
Don't ever put your trust in Joe Flacco. Never. Joe Flacco.
They don't need Flacco to win. They don't need Flacco to win. You're playing against Ben. Who are they playing? Are they playing Pittsburgh?
Who's the offense?
What do you mean?
Joe Flacco. Who's the offense?
They got 2 good running backs.
Who?
All right, you got me there.
See?
You got Buck Allen. Buck Allen is balling. John Brown has been balling. Who gonna cover John Brown? Hayden? He struggled with Goodwin.
Yeah,
he struggled with Jackson.
Hayden's trash, but at the same time, I mean, Antonio Brown is going for 3
I believe, just like a fucking Raven, if you see something wounded, you go for the kill. And right now, the Steelers are wounded.
Nah.
That win was some lucky ass shit.
They just now started.
And look, Le'Veon Bell might get traded this week. They might be emotionally a fucking wreck. It might be like a divorce. I'm going with the Ravens. Let's go.
I'm going Steelers. I mean, I don't see, man. Big B's, man. Big Ben and Antonio Brown.
Ravens defense is solid.
Is booming.
Eric Weddle. Let's go. Secondary, all that. You can do that shit against Tampa, but nah, bro. Nah, this is a different game.
Anyway, next game, Patriots Dolphins. I'm gonna go with the Patriots.
Go ahead with the bum ass Patriots if you want to.
Y'all better not fuck this up. I'm telling you now. 1-3, and you let these motherfuckers go 4-0.
Bum of the week.
You about to if y'all fucking lose.
Bum of the week is going to be the Patriots.
Y'all getting 2 straight bum of the week. I don't care what y'all do the week after. I don't care if y'all win 65-0.
The last time I remember they played against Ryan Tannehill and the Dolphins, what happened? L. They took an L. Okay? The one thing the Patriots can't do is stop the run, which the Dolphins are doing well. They can't stop the big play, which everyone's doing against the Patriots.
You right, bud.
Patriots. And look, and I hope I'm just fucking around. Dolphins gonna win. I don't give a shit. Patriots might not make it the playoffs as well.
Patriots. I think they all gonna be pissed off. If Josh Gordon is active, just throw him the ball.
He might hurt his Achilles before the game. He might not play.
Actually, you know what? The only way Josh Gordon is not playing is if that man get high tension.
And Robert Quinn is playing against that bum ass line. We're going with the Dolphins. They're 4-0 next week. They might be the only 4-0 team next week. We're going to talk about another team later.
They're taking that L. So next game we're gonna go Falcons and Bengals. Who you got?
Tough one, but because I'm not gonna lie, I like how Matt Ryan's playing, but I'm going with the Bengals because the Red Rocket has been playing out of this world as well. They need this win because they got to stay ahead of that division. That division could sneak up on you. I know AJ Green's hurt, but tell me who's not hurt on the Falcons.
I'm gonna tell you this right now. What the Falcons is about to do, they about to go out and get Eric Reed. They're going to get a nice little safety, and they're going to be all right. And what's going to happen is, and I'm going to correct you because your pick is wrong, and you named the quarterback the Red Rocket. He's the Red Rifle.
Red Rocket Rifle don't matter. He's going to score.
He's a lot less lethal as the Red Rifle than the Red Rocket. But I'm going to go Falcons because you see Calvin really ball out, and then Julio Jones ain't really do nothing. Then you split that workload up, and then you got the running game going.
Who they did that against? The Saints. Okay, one game, one rookie. It was nice.
Just wait.
It was pretty.
Your team got defense. The Bengals got defense.
They got defense. Yes, they do. They got a great 4.
Where?
They got Geno Atkins. Let's be real.
Missed tackles. They couldn't. Man, they couldn't stop a dead pigeon from flying.
And the Falcons can. Drew Brees scored a running touchdown. Old ass Drew Brees scored a running touchdown.
Drew Brees is Jesus. Drew Brees is Jesus.
Right,
if he can walk on water, you don't think he could just pull a spin move and get in the end zone?
Y'all don't have no defense. Let's be real. So Bengals gonna win this game. Right. They're gonna run the game out. And the last game is Monday night's game. The big game that everybody's gonna be talking about is the 3-0 Chiefs versus the Broncos, and I'm going with the Broncos. I'm not on that Patrick Mahomes is the best thing ever train like everyone else is. This is the time he has to prove it, and I think Case Keenum got something to prove. He has the weapons as well. People keep on forgetting the Broncos got fucking weapons. What?
He's about to prove that he's a bum. If Broncos have been hoodwinked and bamboozled, in the words of Stephen A. Smith, so. Case Keenum about to go
If Case Keenum is a bum, he is playing against the toilet. Okay? Let's be real, the Chiefs' defense is some trash. If the fucking 49ers could come back and almost beat y'all last, y'all can't tell me shit. I don't give a shit about all that exciting bullshit. You are playing against a good defense.
Let me tell you where you're wrong. If they score 63 points on whatever the fuck this team about to beat the Broncos,
but they not.
They about to score 85
That's disrespectful. We're not gonna. The Broncos defensively, no, we're not gonna do that. All them other teams, okay, I'll let you slide. Yeah, Swiss cheese. The Broncos defense on a must-win game. They know this game is important. Game 1, Broncos.
They about to. Every Monday,
and it's
every
cute.
Monday night
only
game,
13 touchdowns. You running around acting like you Brett Favre. You done all this. It's cute until you get hit. You
gotta catch the motherfucker first. You ain't see how he scrambled out that pocket. That man said,
against who? Tell me the person that was chasing him.
I don't know.
All right, it was the ref. It was the ref. We don't know who the hell was chasing him.
Man,
all right, let's be real.
I'm telling you right now, who on that team can catch Tyreek Hill then?
No one. I'm not gonna lie. But again, who's gonna stop Von Miller?
It don't matter. The ball.
And Tyreek Hill's gonna be playing against Chris Harris. He is a Pro Bowl corner. Shut that shit down. No. My whole thing is you gotta get the ball out fast enough, and then make sure this Pro Bowl.
You don't see Patrick Mahomes throwing these lasers, dog?
Against who?
He got better lasers than the U.S. military.
He's playing the fucking Buckeyes of Ohio State right now. That's how bad they look.
Mahomes about to have
and some other high school team that he scored against.
Man.
Let's be real.
My man about to throw. Man, he about to throw it back to college when he's at Texas Tech and throw.
I'm going Broncos.
32 yards.
Broncos. It was cute. The 3-0 game. We're going Broncos.
Nah, they about to be undefeated. All right, now that we're done with our segment, we want to let you guys know that we got a jersey giveaway coming up. The way you can enter is by following us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or In the League Sports. Also subscribe to us on YouTube. Our requirements are going to be to tag 3 friends, like, and comment. Also coming up, we got some NBA stuff we're going to be talking about. So on that note, in the words of Kawhi Leonard,
all right, y'all. See y'all for week 4. Y'all take care, man. We out.